Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tony Bellatto. Sir, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. It's nice to meet everybody. I hope everybody's healthy and happy and smoking and drinking.
Oh, trust me. I've been drinking since like 11 o'clock. I'm ready for the world right now, brother.
That's awesome. Happy Memorial Day, everybody.
Hope you as well, sir. You as well. So,
yes, sir.
May I call you Tony?
Yes, you may.
All right, Tony, tell me about yourself, because when I look on the internet, I see your fingerprint everywhere.
We do quite a bit. So I was born in the cigar industry, basically. I mean, my dad and my grandfather were cigar retailers. My dad's been in business since 1972. So I sort of grew up around Fuente, Ashton, Padron, you know, all the big guys in the industry. And then when I went to college, I fell in love with wine. After college, I sought out. I didn't know what I could do to get more into wine than I already was doing. So I found that in Cleveland, Ohio, I'm from Youngstown, so right outside of Cleveland, there was something called the Cleveland Wine School. So I enrolled in the Cleveland Wine School, which is a WSET certified school. And basically what that means is it's a stepping stone school to get your master of wine, which only 20 or so people have in the world. The WSET stands for Wine and Spirits Education Trust. So basically, I fell in love with that and went through the program. And for all intents and purposes, I have my master's degree in wine and spirits. I came back home and helped my dad build another store with a wine and beer program, craft beer, wine, spirits, cocktails. And at the time, my dad had a salesman. His name was Tom Lazuka, and I don't know if you guys know Tom Lazuka, but he's the founder of Asylum Cigars. He was working for Christian Eiroa at the time with Camacho. And Tom and my dad would sit out by the fire and get very drunk together, and then Tom would end up sleeping on our couch. And I was like 15 years old. So throughout the course of time, I got into to know Tom. And one day he asked me, he said, have you ever thought about using your palate for wine and spirits and implementing that into blending cigars? And I told him, I said, I have no idea where to even start. So he told me that there's this kid in Miami who's like the same style as you, also likes art, is really into the finer things, cigars, coffee, those kind of things. And he's got this cigar factory in Miami called Wynwood. He said, why don't you fly down there and talk to Robert Caldwell? So I flew down and I met Robert in 2012. And he started to show me kind of the ropes on the different tobaccos. I mean, I had an idea of what was in it. You know, I had an idea of what Ligero, Viso, Seco was, but I never knew how it was combined or implemented into a cigar. So he was kind of my mentor at that point because he had already been doing it for a number of years. And we started to make cigars together. And then we met Henderson Ventura, whose father was the master blender and roller for Davidoff for 35 years. Henderson's father had retired. Henderson's brother had taken up the reins of what William was doing for Davidoff. And Henderson and William, I know there's a lot of names, I'm sorry. Henderson and William were opening up a father and son cigar factory in Tamboril. And that was very intriguing to us for a number of reasons. I mean, one was I grew up on Dominican tobacco and Dominican cigars. My dad's been a Fuente dealer since 1972, as I said. So I grew up around with that kind of tobacco in mind. So we started making cigars in a cigar factory, Robert, myself, with Henderson, in about a 500 square foot factory with about 10 rollers. In 2013, Robert launched his brand right around 2013, Caldwell Cigar Company, and we've just been growing and evolving ever since then. In between manufacturing in the Dominican Republic, Robert was traveling to a lot of cigar factories And he noticed that there was a lot of things in a lot of aging rooms that were lost for one reason or another, whether or not the brand went out of business, whether or not somebody didn't pay their bill, or whether or not there was a limited edition that was made. Say you're going to make a limited edition cigar, 1,000 cigars. A lot of people would make maybe double that or triple that, and just for quality control purposes. So if you make a 2,000, you make 2,000 cigars just to make sure that you have 1,000 good ones, right? And if those 2,000 all turn out good, then you're still only going to release 1,000. Does that make any sense to everybody? Well,
Yeah, it does.
Rob was grabbing those cigars and sending them to me and saying, hey, these are great cigars. You're going to try them. So I would smoke them and be like, what are we going to do with these? They're never going to see the light of day. So we decided we would release them under the moniker of Impromptu, which is now changed to Lost and Found. And we released them to the public. So they're all premium cigars that have been lost in the humidor for one reason or another. So that was Lost and Found, and then La Barba and Caldwell.
So that's actually an excellent segue into my next question. You know, the members of the society have this running question: which is better, the red or blue? I am a big La Barba Red Label fan.
Well, thank you. That was the original.
Okay, so now I feel like the fucking man. Okay, so, but there are a lot of La Barba cigars out there. Tell me what the differences are in the blend, if you can, so that we know what we're tasting when we grab one off the shelf.
So we've also been fortunate enough in our relationships where we've been introduced to some very, very great tobacco growers in the industry. One gentleman's name is Leo Reyes. He is one of the largest growers of tobacco in the world. Leo is one of the proudest people I've ever met, and he loves his tobacco more than anything. And when we came to him and started asking him for these rare, very well-aged tobaccos, he went bananas, because we're such a small company compared to the big guys that a lot of these tobaccos cannot be used because there's just not enough of it. So Leo is very excited to work with us, and he's giving us very, very well-aged tobaccos. So we are one of two people that use 100% unhybridized Cuban Corojo tobacco. Leo has a small field in Navarrete, which is outside of Santiago, and he grows, and that specific field was never affected by blue mold. So they never had to hybridize the Corojo seed. And this is the La Barba Red and the same wrapper that's on Caldwell's Long Live the King. We're using Cuban seed tobacco that's never been hybridized. So if you see Criollo out there, or Corojo 98 or Corojo 99, those are all hybrids, and those are hybridized with a Dominican seed so that it cannot be affected by blue mold. However, we're one of the few and very fortunate to be able to have access to authentic unhybridized Cuban Corojo tobacco. So that's La Barba Red. That's the wrapper on La Barba Red. The fillers for La Barba Red are Peruvian Pela de Oro. That's the Ligero portion. About 50% Dominican unhybridized Corojo, and about 30 to 40% Nicaraguan Criollo 98. So that cigar is it's going to be very spicy, very bold, a little creamy vanilla with a little white pepper spice. La Barba Purple. Also, we were very fortunate enough to have a relationship with a gentleman that grows wrapper in Ecuador. His name's Damien Schiff. Damien was a very, very small wrapper grower when we met him. And he was growing unbelievably great Ecuadorian Habano wrappers. And it's funny, he's a Dutch Frenchman. So he's born in France, then he was in Holland, and then but he owns a wrapper processing facility in the Dominican Republic and a farm in Ecuador. I know that gets confusing, but his farm's so clean you could eat off the ground.
Right,
And
right.
we were one of his only clients at the beginning when we started. We introduced him to Lito Gomez, and we introduced him to Ernesto Carrillo. And since then, he grew both wrappers for both of the cigars of the year for those guys. So he grew the wrapper for the Andalusia Bull, and he grew the wrapper for La Historia. So we've been very lucky to work with him. And I'm talking about La Barba Purple. So we buy the wrapper from Damien for La Barba Purple, and it's Ecuadorian Habano. But because of the cloud cover in the area that we're in and the wrapper that I buy, it's a very light shade Ecuadorian Habano. So it's mild to medium bodied. We also use a tobacco in there called Carbonell. Carbonell was famous in the 90s during the cigar boom. The Carbonell family grows one type of leaf, and instead of in the second part of the growing season planting soy or corn, they plant sugar beets, which I think that they're the only ones that do this. The reason being is the tobacco pulls up what the sugar beet leaves behind. Generally, it's going to be what soy or corn leaves behind, but in the Carbonell family, they do the sugar beets in the second part of the growing season. So it adds a very floral, very aromatic note to the cigar. The La Barba Ricochet Orange is a Mexican San Andres wrapper grown by the Torrent family. We use an Indonesia Sumatra binder with fillers from Pennsylvania, Nicaragua, and Dominican Republic. That cigar is going to be very spicy, but very sweet at the same time and very well-rounded. And then last year we released La Barba Ricochet Mexi Sol, which is the same wrapper as the first Ricochet. However, it doesn't undergo the Maduro process. So it's a sun-grown Mexican Habano wrapper over an Indonesia Sumatra binder with fillers also from Pennsylvania, Dominican Republic, Nicaragua. So a lot going on.
The entire time you were talking, the only thing I was thinking was, my God, they sound delicious. The orange is amazing. The red label is my favorite. Now, me and another guy here on the chat, Thunder, we have a running kind of question as to which is the best. But Thunder, I'm sorry, bro. The red is where it's at, bro. The red is where it's at, man. You know,
thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's where it's at. So that's actually a great segue into my next question. Tell me about Caldwell and how, I know you discussed how you got aligned with Caldwell, but what are you doing for them right now?
So basically, Robert and I, throughout this whole process, became best friends. And I was doing all of my sales from still have this cigar store in Niles. So I was doing it all from my office in Ohio. And La Barba grew so much. I was doing everything by myself. I was ordering the boxes, the bands, the cellophane. I was making sure that the cigars were good. When the cigars would come to Ohio, I would then call accounts, ship the cigars, do all the processing, all myself. And eventually it got too big for me to handle. So I called Robert and I said, hey, we're friends. We've been doing this together. Would you be interested in partnering on a distribution kind of deal where I could come in and you could distribute my cigars out of Miami? So that's how Down and Back got started. Down and Back is basically the umbrella that distributes La Barba cigars and Caldwell cigars. And with that, I was already, every time I would go to Dominican Republic, I'd go with Rob anyways. We became very good friends. So I became very familiar with his blending style and his flavor profiles. So basically, as we've evolved, I've just become, an evangelist for the brand and for Rob, and him the same with La Barba. So we're both kind of fighting the war together. So we would say, I guess.
I want to take a moment to acknowledge my friend, Mr. Lou Liga. Thank you so much for joining me, sir. I appreciate it.
Lou Liga.
What's good?
I appreciate you joining, man. Thank you so much.
Got it.
So we know about La Barba. We know about Caldwell and the beautiful blends that are involved in the intricacies in blending your cigars. I need you to help me answer a question.
Yes,
if
sir.
you wouldn't mind, and it's a very serious question. Sir, which one is your favorite? Because I think the La Barba Red Label is the shit. But other people like other cigars. Which is your favorite?
It depends on the time of day, man.
Ah, okay.
So in the morning, I really like to smoke the purple, the Corona Grande size with my coffee.
Okay.
And then at night, I like the La Barba Ricochet Corona.
Okay.
Orange Corona is.
Ah!
But in the middle of the day, I like the blue Torpedo.
Okay.
I like that after lunch. I think that's a really good middle of the day cigar. It's got enough flavor, but it's not going to blow out your palate.
Okay.
But I like to end the night. So they're all my babies, and I like them. You know, you can't say you love one more than the other. The red was the original.
Right.
That's another great. That cigar goes unbelievable with bourbon. So if I'm ever having bourbon, I like to light up a red. So, I mean, they're all my babies. I can't really tell you that I have a favorite.
I got you. Just FYI, sir, they also go awesome with rum. That's my favorite pairing with La Barba.
The purple, I love the purple with rum. That's my favorite. Yeah.
So, do you mind if I open the floor to the members of the society for questions?
Absolutely not. 100%.
Okay, guys, go for it. And ladies, go for it. Do you have any questions for Mr. Bellatto?
Yeah, the red label, a Maduro.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Dante's Noir's favorite is the red band.
Yes.
Is that a Maduro?
No, that's a sun-grown Corojo wrapper.
Oh, no wonder it's your. I like that, Dante.
Yeah, okay. Bro. It'll make your day. I promise you.
Okay.
I promise you. I just literally I saw Lou Liga today, and I picked up the Lancero, and it was amazing. I smoked it before you came on. It was amazing.
Thank you very much.
Are you gonna make any other colors? I see it's like a trend. Are you gonna do another one?
Well, I'm kind of running out of primary colors, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I just recently noticed that my cigars are the same color as the Ninja Turtles, so it might we might have to stop with the colors. But there's some stuff on the horizon. There's some changes that are gonna be happening. Not like nothing with La Barba itself, but I think that maybe there's time to introduce something completely different outside of the La Barba line that I'm more involved in myself personally. So we'll see. I don't know. This Corona, I was supposed to be in Dominican Republic in April to work on new stuff, but it's been that's been delayed indefinitely, because of all this stuff.
Do you offer factory tours?
We're going to start working on that. I mean, we've taken retailers before, but we're trying to get together a group to go that just enjoy cigars that want to see the factory.
So you guys did that thing with the Feed the Hunger. I think it was I can't think of what the name of it is right off the top right now.
No free lunch.
No free lunch.
Yeah. So between that and the pepper cream soda and stuff like that, do you do that, or is that all you doing those special blends, or is that your friend?
It's Robert Caldwell and myself. So Rob will find these gems and he'll bring them back to the States, and then he'll just send me like 50 bundles and be like, hey, what do you think about these cigars? So I'll go through them and smoke them and say, this one's good. This one's past its time. What do you think? And we'll have a discussion, and then we'll both decide together most of the time. Sometimes I like it and we'll decide to do it. Sometimes he likes it. But most of the time we both decide together that this is going to be the one that we found that we really like. The no free lunch thing is something that we're actually really proud of. At the end of the day, the project's going to feed 40,000 people. So we have some other people in the cigar industry that have noticed it and called us and are matching our donations. So it's really a cool thing that we have going. We have a couple other projects that are going to benefit a couple different things, and we're really trying to use this platform with Lost and Found to do some good in the cigar industry and out as well. So.
Let me ask another question. and it may sound cheesy or cliche, but this is something that I really want to know. What, from your perspective, what does it take to make an iconic blend? Now that you have a few under your belt, what are the key points to making a long-lasting, iconic blend? Because there are lots of cigars that are all the same. And when I reached out to Caldwell on Twitter, I said the reason I reached out is because I don't want big box kind of cookie cutter cigar companies talking to my guests. And there's something iconic to me specifically about La Barba that I like. What does it take from your perspective to make an iconic blend?
Well, for us, and I can't speak for everybody, I just know how we do it. First of all, we blend from the inside out. We take a leaf or an idea and we take that flavor and we roll with it that way. So we might take, like it was for the La Barba Purple, the whole idea behind it was the carbonel leaf and how we can make a cigar with that leaf in it, because I love the way that tasted, right? The second part to that is definitely feedback from your friends. So every time we do this, I was in the Dominican Republic with Rob when he did Eastern Standard Long Live the King and King is Dead. And 20 of us sat around every night and tried 50 or 60 different blends. And you could see Rob's wheels turning. I said, well, maybe it's a little bit too bitter, or Jeremy said, maybe it's a little too sweet. And you see Rob take that feedback, and then we go back to the drawing board again the next day and go through the process again. And I think that feedback from your friends and family is paramount. And I think that that being passionate and proud of what you do is the second part of that. And we always said when we started this thing, we're not doing it because we want to make any money. And we're doing it because we're friends and we're passionate about tobacco, and wherever that journey takes us is where it takes us. So it kind of lets you release all of the negative shit, that comes around starting a company and starting this stuff, and just maintaining the positivity of keeping our palates open and the drive to do what we love. And I think everything else comes together afterwards, as long as you're passionate, you treat your people right, and you just keep going after it. I think that's where we started, and that's where we're at today.
Fantastic. Any other questions for Mr. Bellatto?
Yeah, I see the Caldwell went with AJ. Those are some real nice mix and match. The Long Live the King and the King is Dead. Is La Barba going to do something with AJ as well, or is it just Caldwell?
I haven't. I've had discussions with AJ about a couple different things. Nothing's taken off yet. AJ is an amazing person with amazing tobaccos. I put a lot of wheels in motion with a lot of people. I had a meeting before the quarantine with Eric Espinosa about doing some things, which would be interesting. I met with him in Miami. But AJ and Robert have an awesome relationship. But yeah, there's nothing that says I won't, and there's nothing that say I will. I love what AJ does, so I'd be interested. I would definitely entertain that.
Now, you said that you still have a shop in Ohio. Our society member Deshaun is in Ohio. Where is that shop, sir?
I'm in Niles, Ohio, which is I'm in Niles, Ohio, Boardman, Ohio, and then we have a store in Bath, Ohio. So Niles is and Boardman, it's Youngstown basically, so it's halfway between Cleveland and Pittsburgh, and then our Bath store is about 20 miles south of Cleveland.
Okay, Deshaun, how far is that from you, bro?
I'm familiar with the Bath area. I have family that lives in the surrounding suburbs, so I'll definitely be there to check you out the next time I come up.
Yeah, send me a message, man, to make sure I'm here so we can sit down and have a cigar.
That would be awesome, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Any questions for Mr. Bellatto? He's a very busy man. I don't want to keep him any longer than we need to, unless he wants to drink with us and talk shit.
He's not that busy.
All right, Lou.
I knew having Lou on here would be exciting.
Oh yeah. Lou and I have some stories, man.
Oh,
Yeah, he told me. Lou is he manages the home lounge that I go to here in Delaware.
Okay.
And, I interact with him frequently, and anything that I don't know about cigars, I go to him and ask because I know his old ass knows. So.
Hey, let's hear one of those crazy stories that you can put on record.
Right.
no way. No way, Jose.
If Lou wants to tell it, he could tell it.
Not me. I'm not telling nothing. I'm good.
Lou ain't saying shit.
Some of them, they're in the industry, so I don't want to, We're
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Any questions for Mr. Bellatto?
I'm trying to think of something, man.
Tony, I want to take a moment, sir, to say thank you so much for joining us. You have no idea how much this means to us. We are big fans of your cigars and Caldwell cigars. If you have ever seen any of our posts, you'll see that we post pictures and our thoughts about La Barba and Caldwell. It is amazing having you joining us today and providing value to the Earth Society. Thank you so much for your time, sir. I appreciate it.
No, thank you guys. I mean, without you guys and your support, we wouldn't exist, and it means the world to me that you guys invited me on here. And if you guys have any questions about anything or just want to shoot the shit, please don't hesitate to reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram, or if you have any other questions. I'm an open book. So, and Lou, wherever Lou went, he's got all my information. So if you guys ever need anything or have any questions, like I said, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Indeed, we will. Ladies and gentlemen.
So Tony Bellatto, I'm going to bring him into the new store, our new lounge that we're getting built. So
Yeah, tell us about it, Lou.
So we're building a new cigar bar, 5,000 square foot in Middletown, Delaware. Grand opening, we're looking like August, beginning of August, after all this Corona thing is over. But it's a go. So, hope to see everybody there. Or you can come visit me at State Line in Newark, Delaware, 1168 Elkton Road. I carry all the Tony stuff, all Caldwell, got it all.
So look.
We'll make sure that once this thing's over, I get my ass out to Delaware. Everybody's from there, and we'll sit down and have a cigar together in real life. Then I'll tell all the stories.
Also,
so look, when you guys...
Also, I have the no free lunch. I just got them in. I got a second shipment in today. So if you guys need the no free lunch, I got Robusto and Toro in stock.
That's a great segue to my next comment. Look, guys, when you guys see me posting all of those cool photos of the cigars that I smoke, 99% of the time I'm getting them from Lou Liga at State Line. So if you need to reach out to Lou, make sure you follow him on Twitter or follow him on Facebook. Just go through my followers or reach out to me, DM me, and I'll point you to Lou. And they have fantastic cigars. This is Delaware, so we don't bust you in the head on taxes for cigars. So the prices at State Line are the absolute best on the East Coast. So make sure you reach out to Lou. We can square you away. We can get you boxes of La Barba and Caldwell, and we can do a Super Bowl bid.
Hey, Lou, what's your handle, man? Noir might be too inebriated to pass that on to us shortly.
It's Lou Liga, Louliga.
Hey, LeRon, you see this middle finger, dog? That's just for you. Special for you, bro.
You know I ain't lying. I
know, man. Yeah. It's 11 o'clock. That's what we do. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tony Bellatto.
Thanks, guys. We'll talk soon.
Thank you, sir.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Glad to be here and hear this.
Yeah, this was worth it, man.
Well worth it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yes, thank you.
So look, this is what we Jamar, what's up, dog?
That pepper cream soda that they did, man, him and Caldwell.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I know, right?
Yeah, Holy Grail.
Yeah.
Amazing.
This is what we're about, man.
Everything, man. I just put my son to sleep, so I'm here now.
No, it's all good. I recorded everything, man. So I'll put it in the notes for the session.